All right, let's try this again. Alrighty, it is snowing, and to give y'all a general idea what it looks like out here now, you can see we're supposed to get about 6 to 8 inches of snow, or 10 to 12 inches of what they said. So anyway, today is Wednesday, the 19th of February, I think is the date. Just want to introduce today's video. It's going to be about, let's see, how you live as a senior on a budget on a boat, about cooking. I think that's basically what it's about. I can't remember. It's also about me getting the mast ready to get pulled and pulling the mast. Those are the big things that we're going to be talking about. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so other people will see the video. YouTube will recommend that other people see the video. Also, I do have a Patreon page. If you'd like to help out with the channel, please go to the Patreon page. It's Patreon SB Excalibur, Sailing Vessel Excalibur. But if you don't, that's fine. There's also links for PayPal and stuff like that as well, if you want to help out. Any money donated for this content will go toward fixing the boat up, nothing personal. Also, the coming video will be introduced by Nostradamus. That would be my grandson, Robert, who made this prediction on November 18th, 2013 about people who are suffering from Trump Derangement Syndrome, or TDS, let's put it that way. I think it's kind of funny, you know, not to get political or anything, but I saw this and I thought it was funny in hell. So, hey, enjoy the video. Hope you guys are staying warm. Hope you appreciate I got my fat ass out here in the snow to shoot this opening, because I thought it'd be cute. Hey, that's one thing you're gonna get from me. You'll get something natural. I'm not gonna stage anything for you. So luckily I didn't bust my butt coming out here, and let's hope it's the same way. Also, I hope you guys can appreciate my snowshoes. If I can get this camera down here to look at it. See my snowshoe there? Yeah, that would be courtesy of, I think that's courtesy of the Dollar Tree. So, come along, enjoy the ride. Let's get to the video.
Sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming, but we have just been informed of an outbreak of the orange plague, a type of black plague that has been unrecognizable for years.
For God's sake, why is it we can't learn to live together? You're right, Norman.
Alrighty, we're going to make some spaghetti in the Instapot. So the first thing I do is hit the saute button. Okay, so this will take a while, so we'll come back. This is the hamburger round chuck that I'm using, and I got to go ahead and cook it also. What I'll do is make a pot of this, and it'll last for 3 days. Start prepping some things. I happen to like I like onions in my spaghetti. So I'm gonna see, it's pretty windy outside. So I have red onions this week because they were a better value to buy. I'll go with my trash can and finish peeling these. So all I'm gonna do is cut these in rounds. Okay, so that's prepped. Got the peppers and onion blend. My sauce for this one is just going to be Hunt's meat sauce. I can get it open. I like these kind of openers. Alright, see, so it just lifts the lid right off. Let's see, my pasta is right here. What kind of pasta am I using? Oh, I'm using fettuccine. Okay, so what I'll need to do with my pasta, let's get a bowl. Where's my big little bowl here? To use it in the Instapot, I'll have to break it. Okay, so just take some of it out. I know, as an Italian, it's sacrilege to break your spaghetti, your pasta. But it fits better in the Instapot like that. Pot's ready. Let's put a little oil in there. Normally I would use olive oil, but I don't have any. Ooh, a little too much. That sucks. But let's see. Ground beef. What was the cook by date on this? The sell by was February 12th. Oh, it smells fine. Yeah, it might. Alright, y'all can hear that stirring up in there. There's my little something to break it up with. I'm not worried about putting my onions in right now because they'll cook in the pressure cooker. Just want to get the hamburger broke up good. And then I'll start putting some seasonings in it. What the fan does, it just keeps condensation from accumulating right up here. Okay? And then the pasta sauce. Maybe just a hair more water. It's gonna make it a little juicy, but that's just to get the rest of the stuff out of the. Okay. Now, cut the roller, the saute off. Okay, now we're going to pressure cook on high for 4 minutes. And start. Okay. All right, I think this is ready. That was good. See, the fan is blowing the steam off. There we go. One thing dropped down. Alright, let's see what it looks like. That blew all the steam up right in my face. Gotta get my drawer fixed so I can look in the, open the drawer and see. Oh, some of it stuck together there. There we go. Pulling apart. Oops. What I'm trying to do is get it stirred up good. All right, let's get some of it out. Oops. Come on, get off there. Okay. Now let's get some cheese. Oh, Jesus Christ. That fell all the way back. It's hard for me to get to. Yeah, I like my... There we go. Parmesan cheese. Good. Y'all probably noticed I didn't put any salt in. I'm not a big salt guy. I have high blood pressure. I take medication for high blood pressure. Alrighty. Let's give it a taste. It is windy as I'll get out. Oh yeah. It's good. The pasta is al dente, just a little bit past al dente, but it's good, really good.
Alrighty, so we're getting ready to have the mast pulled, and the reason I have to have the mast pulled is I have some deck work to do. I have some rotten core around the chain plates, and the safest way to do that is actually have the mast pulled. Plus I need to do some work on the mast. Now, as you can see, I'm starting to take off the winches. I've never taken winches off before, so it's a new experience. But if you look at it hard enough and you think about it hard enough, and you can kind of figure it out, it's pretty, this is in August of 23, and it's pretty hot outside. And so let me go ahead and say, hey, I'm sorry for what you're about to see in a few minutes. You know, I'm really sorry about what you're going to see. Okay? So, at this point, I have to go up underneath into the quarter berth there and find some, get some bolts off that were stuck in there. And unfortunately for someone of my size, you know, almost as round as I am tall, it's a little tough. And you can see from my face expressions here, I've just about had it. Ooh, yeah. And now here's the part I'm sorry about that you're going to see. Real sorry about what you're getting ready to see. Lordy, lordy, lordy. There you go. There's the beached well I promised you guys. Look at my little fat ass getting up on that countertop on the refrigerator to get up underneath another area to be able to get in there to reach some bolts. Needless to say, this is not one of my proud moments. And this is one of the reasons I did not want to post any videos until I lost some weight. Now, thank God I have lost about 20 pounds so far, but still, that is not a pretty sight to have to look at. So it should come with a warning. Alright, so here we're getting the mast ready to get pulled. I'm getting all the lines up, using some shrink wrap to wrap them around the mast. You know, just trying to make things go quicker. Getting the baby stay down that keeps the mast forward there. Now you can see the travel lift coming. The guys are getting it done. The little orange guy, the little guy you see running around with the orange shirt, that's me. A little wobble wobble. So getting it down there, you can see it sitting in this whatchamacallit, I can't even remember what you call it area, but where we're sitting. Okay, they're using a bucket truck to go up and attach a rope to the mast. And that's Ryan there. He's going up and attaching it. They had a little trouble figuring out exactly how to get the mast out because the boom wouldn't lift it up quite high enough. And so they actually had to get the marina on a dugout to instruct them how to get it attached, how to be able to get this out. So it was a lot more difficult. It took about 4 hours to get my mast off with the time we had to wait to figure it all out and how to get it off. It was not easy, but the guys ended up getting it off, getting it in place, or getting it on the sawhorses I provided, and so I was real happy with that. And then of course they got the Excalibur put back in place. They did do me a favor and got it tipped up a little better so that water would drain off the back a little better. So you can see them kind of tilting it back. So I was real happy about that. So all in all, I'm real happy that we got it off. It was a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. And you'll see that on my Patreon page, the actual cost. Okay, so they did a really good job of getting everything back so I could work on it, got things moved so I could get the sanding done. You can see those marks there that I had to sand off on Christmas Day where these stands were at. But all in all, it was a good experience.
Hey, I want to thank everybody that watched the video to the end tonight. Please hit that like and subscribe button. As you can see, it's still snowing outside. We got about 6 to 8 inches. Those of you who did not watch it to the end, well, I hope you sleep soundly and pee in the bed. Have a great week.